Younha is a South Korean rock music songwriter who first got her start in Japan, and continues to have success today in both countries. Younha made her debut as an artist at the young age of 16. Nicknamed the Oricon comet for her success in Japan, she has released 8 singles and 2 albums though with varying degrees of success. Several of her songs have been featured in anime and drama series. Younha was signed to Epic Records, a branch of Sony Music Entertainment Japan, from 2004 to 2008, after which he moved to Sisters Records, a Genon Entertainment label. In South Korea, she is currently signed to We Leave. Biography. Early life. Born in South Korea to music-loving parents, Younha began to play the piano at the age of 5. She developed an interest in Japanese television dramas and began to teach herself Japanese. What began as an interest in Japanese dramas developed into an interest in Japanese music. With the recommendation of an older student in her school's broadcasting club, she began listening to artists such as Hikaru Utada and Mizuya. Younha began to dream about becoming a singer alongside her favorite artists. 2004 2005, early career and moderate success. Pre-debut to Yubakiri. In order to accomplish her dreams, Younha began to audition within Korea. She says that she went through as many as 20 auditions. She also commented in an interview that certain companies refused to sign her to their labels because they believed she was not pretty enough, although she sang very well. After a TV drama producer heard her demo tape, her single Yubakiri was chosen as the insert song for the Japanese Fuji TV Monday drama Tokyo Wankei Destiny of Love. In October of the same year, she released her official first single, Yubakiri Japanese version. Despite the tie-in, the single did not chart on the Oricon chart. Recording the single did prompt her to drop out of high school and promote as a professional artist, a decision she has later expressed regretting. Hukiboshi to go. Younha. It wasn't until Younha's second single, Hukiboshi, that she found mainstream success. The song was used as an ending song for the popular Bleach anime. It became a hit, debuting on the Oricon Daily Chart at number 18 and peaking at number 12, and propelled Younha into the limelight. With this single, she became the second Korean, after Boa, to have broken the Oricon Chart's top 20. Less than 2 months after the success of Hukiboshi, she released Motto Futari Da, to little fanfare, with minimal promotion, and Younha made no TV appearances to promote the single live. Her third single, Touch/You no Suzuki, with a tie-in to the Touch live-action movie adaptation, with Touch as the theme song, was significantly more successful, and brought her back into the Oricon Top 20, matching the success of Hukiboshi. The single debuted at number 15, and peaked at number 11 on the daily chart. After releasing 4 singles, Younha released her first album entitled Go. Younha with moderate success. It reached the number 10 spot on the Oricon daily charts, and number 12 on the weekly charts. 2006 2007, later struggles and Korean debut. Teo Tsunade to Hakenaku Zuyaku. However, Younha's next 3 singles, My Lover, Teo Tsunade, and Imaga Daisuki, despite various tie-ins such as Bleach GC, Tosogen ni Mamiru Shinigami, Zhao Seri and Jangum's Dream, failed to replicate the success from her earlier efforts, all ranking in the lower half of the Oricon Top 100. In the meantime, Younha enrolled in Hankook University of Foreign Studies and began her debut in Korea, releasing a digital Korean single titled Audition. Many performances of this song were shown on Korean TV, and the single received much promotion. As a result, Audition charted well for over 3 months on all Korean charts. Despite the lackluster performance of her last 3 Japanese singles, Younha was chosen to sing an opening theme song for Cuba. The song Hakenaku Zuyaku was used as the second opening theme for the show. The single was released on January 17, 2007, and due to the nature of its tie-in, charted much higher than her last 3 releases, peaking at number 36, but also marked her last single with Epic Records. equals 2007 a Euro 2009, crossover to Korea and return to Japan equals The Perfect Day to Say I Love You and Comet, exactly 2 months after Hakenaku's Yuyaku, Younha returned to Korea to release her first Korean album entitled The Perfect Day to Say I Love You. The album was a success, peaking at #1 on the charts. The first song promoted from the album was Password 486, for which he won the SBS Inkigyo Mutazan Award twice. A music video was made for Password 486, which stars fellow STAM artist Younha. The album also features a collaboration with Sung. On July 14, 2007, Younha appeared on the Korean GOMTV MSL Grand Finals and performed in the opening ceremony. The second song promoted was Love Condition, accompanied with a repackage of her debut album. While no music video was made, the song was performed live a number of times, and had modest success on the charts. At the 2007 MKMF held on November 17, 2007, Younha won the Best New Solo Artist award. With her increasing success, Younha released a version of Go. Younha re-recorded in Korean. The album, with minor tracklist changes, is titled Comet and was released on October 23, spawning 2 hit singles, the titular track IOA Plus or Minus, and At First Sight. Riding the success experienced in Korea, her very first Korean single Audition was re-released on March 14 as a physical CD, limited to 10,000 copies. Epic Records quietly released a Best of Japanese Album music video DVD of Younha's work to date, Songs Teens Collection, on March 26, 2008, signaling the end of her contract with the record label, due to the recent poor performance of her singles, and her focus on the Korean music industry. Someday and Peace, Love and Ice Cream. On August 28, 2008, Younha followed up her last few successful albums with her sophomore effort, titled Someday. The album went on to spawn 2 hit singles, Telepathy, and Gossip Boy. The album also featured her second collaboration with Tuplo, who co-wrote and featured in the song, Memory. In early 2009, Younha made her comeback to the Japanese music industry, now signed with Sisters Records, with a Japanese version of Memory, titled Kyoku, tying in as the ending theme to the Ride Back anime. No physical release of the song was issued, and was an online-only single until the release of her next studio album, Hitatsu Sora no Shita, which included it on the track listing. Her return to the industry also included a role in a Japanese movie, This Sunday, released in April 2009, also singing the theme song On the Other Side of the Rainbow. She went on to release 2 physical singles, Girl, and Tsukai Nanda, however both failed to chart in the top 100. Her highly anticipated third album Part A, Peace Love and Ice Cream was released on April 16, 2009, with a new record label, Lion Media. The promotional track 1, 2, 3 was a signaled change in her style, in fashion sense, taking on a cuter, girly appearance, as opposed to her more tomboy look for her previous promotional periods. The style change also encompassed her music, with her songs from the album losing her trademark debut piano rock sound which brought her critical acclaim and success, turning to pop. Despite the sudden change in musical style, the song was a strong contender for #1, but was beaten out due to strong competition during the promotional run. 2009 a Euro 2012, Decline and Legal Troubles Growing Season and Under the Same Sky. On December 11, 2009, Younha released the second part of her third Korean album, Part B, Growing Season, showing a mature, darker contrast to the happier, pop-based Part A. The album spawned one #1 single, We Broke Up Today. Her second Japanese album Under the Same Sky was released on September 22, 2010 in Japan and September 29, 2010 in Korea. The album features Younha's work with IDEP and SOT bosses Nakamura Hiroshi, as well as popular acoustic guitar duo Depopep. The album debuted to little fanfare, only achieving number 169 on the Oricon album charts. Lost in Love and Legal Battles with Lion Media. After a year of relatively quiet activity since her last major release, Lost in Love, Younha's first EP, was released, including a collection of various soundtrack singles released throughout the year, as well as the promotional singles One Shot, stylistically a rare return to her piano rock roots, and Take Care of My Boyfriend, a pop rock ballad. While the latter barely made the top 10, One Shot missed the top 20. While One Shot was a welcome return to the original sound he was known for, there were also very strong similarities to the Sarah Bareilles song, Love Song, noted by netizens. With minimal promotion, the EP became the lowest-selling album in Younha's Korean discography. On May 9, 2011, Younha became the 22nd host of MBC FM radio program, Starry Night. As of May 14, 2014, she is the current host of the program that has continuously run since 1969. On July 12, 2011, it was revealed that Younha was suing her company, Lion Media, to request a termination of contract due to questionable validity, through the legal courts, though further revelations showed that these proceedings had started since April. A countersuit from her company was filed against her in return, for $1 million USD to recover damages. A mediation session was scheduled for October to settle the matter, but fell through. It was not until February 2012, that the courts found the case in favor of Younha, resulting in the annulment of her contract with Lion Media, as well as 100 million South Korean won compensation. 2012 present, comeback Supersonic. Younha began her comeback activities after her legal troubles with a new record label, We Believe. She released her fourth album Supersonic on July 3, 2012, featuring artists such as Jay Park, Tiger JK, and John Park. The album spawned two singles, the top 10 hit, Would We Have Changed? Featuring John Park, and Run. The album was released to critical acclaim, embracing a rock-based style, doing away with the ballad style she had promoted for the last 2 years, and even led to Run being nominated for Pop Song of the Year at the Korean Music Awards, similar to the Grammys, judged by music critics and professionals. She also joined the cast of I Am a Singer, a show based around professional singers remaking songs, ranging from old to current hits. Just Listen. On May 2, 2013, Younha released her second EP, Just Listen, receiving rave reviews for its musical creativity and uniqueness. The album also brought her back to commercial success, i.e. I One Quarter became her first top 5 single since Ish in 2009, and is also her first album to feature 2 top 10 singles, Unacceptable and Reason. Subsonic. On December 6, 2013, Younha released her third EP, Subsonic, featuring the lead-in single It's Okay, and follow-up Not There featuring Elephant. With the release of these singles, it brings about the first time in Younha's career where she has achieved 3 top 10 singles, and at a stretch, 4 top 15 singles in 1 year. Returned to number 1, on May 29, 2014, she collaborated with pop-rock singer Young to release digital single Just the Way You Are. The song peaked at number 11 on the Billboard K-pop Hot 100. She achieved her first number 1 single in her career on the Gaon charts, 10 years after debut, with her solo remake of her 2008 hit with Epic High, Umbrella. The original version in turn, also surged up the charts, jumping 245 places up to number 53 in that same week. This marks the first time she has topped the charts since Broke Up Today 5 years ago, in 2009, and Comet in 2007. Comeback. On November 11, 2015, Younha released her single Thinking About You, produced by Lee Chan-hyuk of Akdong Musician. Discography. Collaborations. Younha sang the song Boku wa Kogo ni Ira on the tribute album to Masayoshi Yamazaki, One More Time, One More Chance. Younha was selected as one of 14 female artists to perform in the omnibus album 14 Princess Children, a collection of the most famous songs by the top girls band Princess of late 1980s and early 1990s. Younha performed the song Diamonds, which was the number 1 seller of the year during 1989 in Japan. Younha has been featured on the following albums: Wee Sung's 5th album, Eternal Essence of Music, in the song E Section OAI, E Degree, Toy's sixth album, Thank You, in the song I Shy I Wish I Ate Shy Euro I Sent I 1/4 E Section IA, Epic High's fifth album, Pieces, Part 1, in the song Ish Degree I Degree, Aju's second single, Paparazzi, in the song Paparazzi, Kim Bum-soo's sixth album, Kim Bum-soo, in the song I Currency E Degree, Kim Dong-won's single, Promise, in I 1/2 I, Im. J Bum's single, The Day I Was Hurt From Love, in I Way Currency, Road for Hope with various artists, in Gift, Fade with DJ Filter, So G Sub 6 p.m. Ground album, in I with Young, Just the Way You Are, Justin O's Stay With Me, Kim Jin-gyun's album, Bass, in the song Love Belt. Awards =Mnet Asian Music Awards =. References. External links, official website at Leon Media, official website at We Alive, official website at Sisters Records, official website at Epic Records.